Hello and welcome to the DTC High School Football Preview. Today we are at Fred Swartz Field in Woodbury, Tennessee. I'm the coach, Chris Vance, with head coach Matt Daniel. And coach, how are you doing?
Doing well. It just seems like it was yesterday. It was 2022. Here we are, 2023.
You have this is like your third stint here. You played here.
That's right.
You were a coach from 2004 to 2008, and now you're the head coach in your sixth season. How special is that?
It's awesome. Coming back here was pretty special to me. Getting to be a coach at your alma mater is pretty special. But also just coming back, able to coach guys that several former teammates of mine, their sons are playing. I still have some on the team now like that. That's just a special bond you have with the guys you played with. Getting to coach their son is just even better, and friends of mine and teammates of mine from that time.
Is it hard to coach your own son?
I would say you need to ask him that, because he would probably say yes. And we've had several conversations after practices like, look, man, I'm going to get after you a little bit harder than most because you're my son, and I want everybody to understand that there's no favoritism. But you probably need to ask him that question.
Whose side does the missus take?
Oh, boy. I would say that it's probably split down the middle, and it might be, John, you maybe need to go in the other room while we discuss this.
I did a little digging and noticed, try to get this out right, the 9th U.S. Kentucky Volunteer Cavalry. Tell us a little bit about what that is and how you got involved.
Okay, so that really caught me off guard when you brought that up. You're digging deep like a detective here. So years and years ago, I was a history major in college, but before that, my love for history, I got into Civil War reenacting. It's actually an infantry unit out of Murfreesboro, and a lot of good guys right down the road that I've got to know over the years. They just did the 160th anniversary of Stones River, and I got to take my son who loves history there. It's just so hard to do that reenacting hobby when you coach football, because you're so invested in this. And that just basically, think about going on a camping trip. People talk about going to the lake on their camper, where you're just doing that in historical attire, and from the 1860s. So it was a time period in my life that I really enjoyed. Every once in a while I still get back out there, but as I transition into coaching, just finding time to do it's really tough. But I love history. I'm a history major. I still enjoy reading about it, but as any coach will attest, especially a head coach, this takes up most of your time.
Cannon County, a 2A school. Talk a little bit about the Region 4 2A.
Well, we really didn't know which way we would go. We thought we might go up there with Smith County and those teams. We went west with Fayetteville, Forest, Cascade. Cascade's a familiar opponent to us. We've played them in non-region for the last few years. Forest will be new to us over in Chapel Hill, somebody that we're aware of, but we haven't played them. Same thing with Fayetteville. We traded Giles for Fayetteville, or traded Fayetteville for Giles. I think I got that right. And so a state perennial powerhouse for one of the others. So, hey, we're going to have good competition in either one of those regions. I think region's a strong one, good competition, and our non-region schedule is pretty competitive as well.
Offensively, who are some of the players that are really going to stand out for you this season?
Well, last year I know you saw Kobe Miller taking a lot of snaps. You're going to see him take snaps. You're also going to see Eli Garrett take snaps. We got an interchangeable system there, and both those guys have stand up to the occasion. Those like having coaches on the field with those two. It's really awesome in the offense that we run. You've seen me go from flat back wing tee under center. Now we're into shotgun. We still have that wing tee element, that deception, that misdirection. But now we're trying to put the RPO with that and give our guys the chance to make. It's kind of fun because we go out there and run the old buck play. I don't know if it's going to be buck sweep or we're going to throw the RPO, or we might option this. So, and I'm hoping the defense thinks the same thing.
You're not going to throw any single wing, are you?
Well, that's what Coach Robinson is. He get that old short punt book out, from back in the day, and we're comparing Delaware short punt and all that. And yes, he would say that's single wing.
Who are going to be some of your leaders defensively?
I think Tucker Kine, he's going to be on offense, but he's also going to be on defense, and we're looking forward to that. Foster Kemp's going to be one of those guys. I know you interviewed him. He's one of those people that we were going to lean heavy on defense as well. Losing Josh Mingle, how do you feel those shoes? I think he's done a really good job doing that in the offseason. Other people, Kobe Miller is one that plays both ways. Eli Garrett's going to be one of those guys. Dylan Gunner is going to be a guy that we're looking forward to in the middle. Ethan Billings is a guy that we're going to be looking at for us to make a big impact on defense this year.
Okay, let's jump back just a little bit and talk about your coaching staff. I know you lost Coach Atwood, but just kind of round out that staff for us.
So we're going to get John Hargis back. He left us, had a illness in the family, had to leave teaching and coaching for a while, but he's back with us. And Cole Hill will take over as defensive coordinator. He was with us last year. Losing Mike was tough because, one, he's a friend of mine, and he had to go back for family reasons back in East Tennessee. We think the world of Mike here, and we'd love to have him back anytime we could get him. But moving on with that, we Coach Noah Logston, a former player of mine from 2018, graduated in 19. He's on staff with us this year. Really had super pumped about that because, one, he was a great player for us, and he's turned out to be a really good coach for us.
Talk a little bit about Jack Byford. He's a special kicker, isn't he?
He is. You know, Jack's one of those guys that is not a typical kicker when we do summer workouts. He's in there doing the power cleans. He's in there doing the workout just like everybody else. And so Jack's just a committed 100% guy.
What can the fans in the stands expect to see out of the Cannon County Lions football team this year?
You know, I want us to be, as fast as we can go. We're limited on depth. I'd like to do as much tempo as fast as we can at times. You're going to see different looks from us. You're going to see different personnel groupings. For the first time, I can say that we can throw out too deep in our skill sets and be okay. And I think we're really good at skill. On the other hand, offensive line, defensive line, we're a little lacking in those numbers, but those guys, our first teamers, are solid. And so I think that kind of limits us a little bit, but I'm really excited about our offense and what we can do. And I think it's a testament to our Colby and those guys just really buying in and just being leaders on the field that we can do those kind of.
Coach, we've got your last 3 home games on DTC this year. Can't wait to see the Lions in action. Good luck to you and your team.
Thanks, Coach.